Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
So this eating healthy, it starts with Beach Body.
Okay.
The Beach Body program was very simple. You will have exercise 30 minutes per day,
Okay.
15 minutes, plus you will eat specifics. You will eat like fruits, grain. You'll eat specifics.
Okay.
Okay. And I do have a blog on my on Win Your Brand actually, which talk about how they market these books
Okay.
and why they are a scam. The second one came 1997 is Eat for Your Blood Type. So what they will do is they will give you A, B, C, D, A. They'll give you a blood type. So you have A plus,
B,
minus,
O.
plus, and you have O and AB. These are the 4 blood type, and they will mark the food. So this one here, you have a portion to it. There is a portion to it, and the portion is related to the weight. So it tell you like 2 cups of fruit, 1 cup of food based on your weight, like and how are you losing. Then you have Eat blood type. They give you good food, neutral food, and bad food. For example, if you are blood B, you cannot eat. You can eat only lamb and pork. You cannot eat any chicken or beef. This is what I remember because you can guess why. Okay. The one who is using this one since 1997 is Cami, and that's why her skin, it doesn't look at her age. She looks like 5-10 years younger than her age. Yeah, she looks senior, but her age is much senior. I know this. And the only problem I have is when you go to anybody of these people's house, there is no regular food. So there is no cheese, there is no nothing else. Then there is the classic one, which is the calories. So how you can in calories, out calories by workout, and this will give you a diet. The most interesting one coming right now, it's the alkaline, where it gives you alkaline food and toxic food. In between there was the Atkins, and the Atkins was high fat,
Low carb. Or not.
low carb. And then after the Atkins we had the low carb diet, which basically low carb
Low.
plus fruits
Oh.
and vegetables.
Okay.
And then you have the fit diet, the wild diet. Wild diet.
The paleo.
I don't know.
No, you remember the wild diet?
Yeah, I remember it. I don't remember.
So the wild diet, it talks about animals. So it looks, I say, like no animal will drink somebody else milk. We are the only mammal, if we assume we are mammals, okay? And then he went to Africa and look at how these animals are so healthy. And he have this wild fit. And you were with me. We were together in this presentation.
Yeah.
And then you can eat with that. And then there is the keto. And the keto has multiple types. And there's also weight loss pills. They sell. And there's also water pills. Okay.
Okay.
All of these are scams.
Absolutely.
Why? Because what they market is not proven science.
It's not what?
A proven science. It will work with you for some time and then your body will adapt to it.
Okay.
All of them, when they do the advertisement, all of them will have testimonial. All of them will have before and after photos. all of them need to have a supplement formula, because when I studied, we studied what will make this unique and why people will buy them. Because you have the supplement formula or the special drink or the special tea.
They have to show you something, yeah.
Some of this supplement formula has nothing in it.
Yeah.
Okay? Bless you.
Thank you.
Has nothing in it. So, and all of them supposed to develop a habit. And all of them promise fast track. And all of them promise to work for all. All of them have guarantees. Okay? So, and some of them will claim they are scientifically proved. However, the science is about 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 sample, and on the earth there is about 6 billion people. So 1,000 will not be. So you can, and now there is also the fasting, the intermediate fasting, intermittent fasting. You know, this was like when we fast in Ramadan. However, when we fast in Ramadan, I showed you the photos of the breakfast in Ramadan, right? The feast, you know.
So much for that fast, yeah.
You remember?
You were
So-
good for 12 hours.
And then we went back to calories.
And so, so this is all are different concepts.
Okay.
This is the toxic one is the most interesting one. The alkaline one is the most interesting one. Even in the alkaline water, there are doctors who says your stomach is acidic and you must have acidic food, and acidic and the balanced water is the right water. Having just alkaline, which is Rob is selling it, the H2O. You know him.
I've got an alkaline water machine.
And they have the alkaline. The alkaline water machine started in 1974 in Japan, and the guy will separate the water into acidic and alkaline. The acidic will go to wash dishes and washing machines, and the alkaline you can drink. If you look it up on the internet, you will find out that there are doctors against the alkaline, and there are people who say it works for them. When I got from Rob, the guy, he sells
The stakes.
the sticks. You know him?
Rob?
Yeah.
Wasn't it James?
No, was it not? There was Dave. Ron.
Sorry, Dave. Yeah, sorry, Dave. Dave. Yeah.
With the
Dave.
sticks.
So when I tried it, I start to lose weight. However, after some time, my body start to gain extra in some other areas. And I'm not sure how many. I'm not here to discuss how many. If somebody want to volunteer. When I tried it, this one, the Body Peach, I was on it for 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good lifestyle. The minute I went to my mom in the Middle East, I was fed well. When you come back, you can. And there is also one thing we notice, which come from this alkaline style. The one who lives in it is D. So the alkaline style is you use baking soda for your teeth. You don't use any acidic. You use vinegar to clean. You don't use any detergent. You eat organic food only, and you don't eat meat. You don't eat milk. You don't eat sugar. You don't eat salt. You don't have beer. You don't eat carb. So you don't eat bread from wheat, gluten free. You don't have tea. You don't have coffee. You don't have cocoa, you don't have chocolate, because all these are acidics, and you avoid stress and fear.
Oh.
These are the 9 groups. There are 9 groups. There are people who have been extremely sick with blood disorder, and the concept here was your blood is alkaline. So if you put in alkaline and you clean the toxic of the metabolism outside your body, and you increase the mineral in your body, you will have a better fit, because what they say is when you drink this coffee, which is good, I will not give it up for now. When you drink this coffee, it's 10,000 times toxicity of my body. So my body will buffer it in a way. The buffering will happen by taking away from the minerals. And when you run out of the minerals, this is when you have 80 different diseases. You know, these people, when they eat meat, they start to have pain in their feet, you know, at certain age. And when they stop eating meat for so long, they can take 1 or 2 or 3 meals and they'll be okay. But if they take more than, so to a certain extent, this will work. Okay? So this is all our theories.
Okay.
I don't think it will work for anyone, and it will work for everyone, and anyone will apply it. But all of these are very replicate programs. This program, I believe the numbers was $21 billion sales with all of the versions they have. And all of these programs will have 3 tiers. And on the alkaline one, you have 7.5 pH, 8 pH, 8.5 pH. Because the neutral is 7 and the extreme pH is 9. So they have products in 3 tiers based on how desperate you are. And they have 3 products as well. They have, I'm always making the number 3. I'm not selling you, because I wouldn't even tell you where this sells, but I'm trying to, if you want to launch a successful program, everything has to be in 3. So they have 3 products. They have a herb tea, they have salt, which is very alkaline salt, and then they have food substitute. So for each one of these 3, they have a solution. It's a German program. When I was with the guy when he did the presentation, he was the highest number of sales in the whole shows. Whenever this guy will go, he will be the highest number of sales. So, how old is your book?
So the book that I was going to suggest, it's called Whole 30 Foods. It's really descriptive.
Can you text it?
And what it does is it talks about the different foods and which ones are proteins, which ones are carbs, and which ones are proteins, carbs, and fats. And it segregates your food. Right now I'm working at Coco Fit, and it's one of the best marriages of food groups that I've ever seen. So you start off, you have protein. In the morning you have protein and carbs, and not a fat. What's the other one? Protein, carb, and God, I should see it. Anyhow, it's about having that triple balance to what you're doing. And I'm not allowed, because I'm trying to lose weight, I'm not allowed to eat carbs at lunch or supper. And my fats is either an avocado or almonds.
That's awesome.
And by doing it that way, and it's more heavier under protein, so 5 ounces, 5 to 7 ounces of protein, which could be, a cup and a half of yogurt in the morning with a cup of frozen berries.
Yeah, so I have to just give some comment here. The guys who work on the alkaline style, avocado is number 1 and is pushed by an avocado producers in Italy to eat more avocado. So we've seen avocado here, and we've seen avocado in the Atkin everywhere. However, yogurt is milk, and the milk is toxic, is bad for you, because milk have been found not a source of calcium. After we have been grown and punished to drink milk, I drink milk when I was young because I want to have a better bone. They found out that this is not true anymore.
It's not true.
But
So
this is-
the wild fit,
This is why they add vitamin D to the milk to help you absorb calcium.
so wild fit
Mhm.
does not allow you to have milk. The alkaline style does not allow you to have milk.
So my program
Period.
doesn't allow milk, but it allows 0% yogurt,
They only
and
allow.
that's the only
So
side of the
the
dairy.
comment I want to say,
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you
Yeah,
advice,
yeah,
but
yeah.
these programs will allow you milk from almond and coconut,
Right.
but not cow or another animal milk.
Yeah, that's right.
There is also the vegan, and there is the vegetarian, by choice, not by religion. Okay, so this is on. Can you keep going? All of this
Yeah.
will recommend dark fruit and dark food. So berries, dark.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. So on the vegetables is the one.
Oh, okay.
That was the third group, right? So in the morning, if I have egg whites, I can't have the yolks. I can have the egg whites. I would have it with Ezekiel bread, which is a non-gluten bread.
Okay.
Okay. Does this make sense? Non-gluten, leafy vegetable, and dark. And many of them.
And then I also do an omelet, and I might have some peppers in it, like sliced peppers, with some what do you call it? The green leafy stuff.
See?
We kale.
Kale or spinach?
Spinach. That's the one.
Okay. You see?
So I fold in some spinach too, right?
Spinach
So
is dark. Sorry, spinach is dark vegetable.
So green vegetables are the thumbs up. And
Green,
all
dark,
those.
not green. Dark because Roman lettuce are not.
Yeah, but the beet is dark, but it's got sugars. The other thing too, what it does, the Whole30 and also the program I'm on,
Yeah.
is what it does is it dials out all of the carb-based stuff like pasta and potatoes
Yep.
and sugars. So that's why the 0% yogurt is the only one I can eat.
So on
So
the
there's
beet,
no added vanilla flavors or nothing to it.
No
That's why I put the
sugar,
berries in it, right?
Mike, on the beets are dark, and they are source of sugar. While fit and alkaline style, they recommend beet.
Do they?
Yeah.
You can eat the beet greens, but you can't eat the beets.
No, this
Same
is
with corn.
Here
Corn-
they said
corn
the
is
opposite.
outside.
Here they said you should eat the beets because the beets are dark vegetables.
Yeah,
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show what synergy between these programs. Each one must have a unique value proposition. Each one must have a secret sauce. Each one will have a name or a term that is what you use.
Right. And this is what I like about this book, because this guy is not selling you anything,
Yeah.
and he is breaking all the myths that we have
And
about
the
diet.
Whole30 Foods does the same thing as that book.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a good parallel.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
What I
so
like about this guy is, like, here's the three groups: the carbohydrate, the fats, the protein. Here are the good carbohydrates. This is what you need to stay away from. Here's the good fat.
Yeah.
Here's the bad fat. Here's the ugly fat.
Yeah.
And here's the good protein, and here's the bad protein. And it shows you, it breaks all the myths and teaches you, a different way of eating where you know what's good for you. And what I like also about this book is it tells you how it communicates to your body.
Yeah.
Like you were saying about having eggs in the morning, is like, people that had eggs with vegetables ate smaller lunches and they had fewer calories during the day.
okay, each one of
So this
these.
isn't calorie based at all, it's portion based.
Yeah.
Not even portion. It just teaches you about how your metabolism works.
How
When
many
you
cup
eat-
of water, Bakri? How many cups of water?
He doesn't talk about this. It's not a diet book.
Okay, so all of these will claim they teach you the same, and the commonality about all of this is you need at least 6 cups of water, and some of these will tell you 1 cup meal, 1 cup, and the commonality also is you need to have 5+ meals a day, a smaller portion. When in 2004 or 5, I was studying I went to Chapters, and we didn't have computers at the time. We didn't have this. So Chapter has this big table with all the diet books were on 50 cents and $1. So I went there and I got all the programs possibly you can find for 20 some books. And I was trying to, what's the difference? It's like this one worked for me. So what I found is majority of them will get you 5+. If you have 5 meals a day, I bet you by meal number 4, you will cry not having the 5th meal because you can't. So the only way is you have a smaller portion. So if you have an apple with 2 cups of water, it will be a meal. If you have a small yogurt, because this one has yogurt too, fat-free yogurt. There's one doctor who said they tell you fat-free yogurt here or 0% yogurt because we are not used to this yogurt. if we are used to the zero yogurt and we are not used to like 3.25, they will tell you the 3.25. This was another fellow who gave it this. My point is, it's enjoyable to see all of this and pick up one to apply to figure out what you can do and what you cannot do. But there is no real proven science. What I liked about the guy in Alkaline, he started and say, there are books tell you vegetarian is good. There are books tell you meat is good. There is books will tell you chocolate is good, and dark chocolate is good. And there are books tell you chocolate is bad for you, because his program say zero chocolate.
Right.
So the dark chocolate for the heart muscle
That's good.
is not good for in his program.
Dark chocolate is good.
No.
The dark chocolate, the dark,
It's the
dark,
sugar.
the dark chocolate thing was there's a documentary in there was a documentary in Germany, and they said with exactly what he's talking about. You can put anything out. You can put good vibes to one dietary supplement or one thing, and you can make science around it. You publish in the right locations, and they did this with chocolate. There are like small amounts which have a good impact. So the studies went about this. They took the outliers out and moved that the graphics, everything looked nice. They published it in a peer-reviewed, or they had a peer-reviewed and in a journal. But this was like completely done and marketed to prove that you can put anything out and say this is good for you. And this happened with the dark chocolate, which was initiated in Germany and then went around the globe, published in so many things. Because nowadays, if there is a new study, and you see that right now, a few days, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, there was the Harvard professor who said like, oh, if you eat coconut oil, it's pure poison. You can't do this. And then there was the other study out there which said like, if you eat, if you're going keto, you lose 4 years of your life. If you're eating too much carbs, then you're losing 1 year of your life. So you have to be somewhere in between. And you see how that spreads right now everywhere, because everyone jumps on it and it gets published massively. And they took this into consideration about like 6 years ago or so when they did the study about the chocolate.
And the same thing about sugar. They said the sugar cane manufacturers and sugar factories in the US funded early on Stanford and Harvard on a study on nutrition. And they drove the perception that the dangerous is the fat, not the sugar. As a personal experience, when I leave complete 100% zero sugar in my days, I will have less fatigue, and I'll be able to function. I'll be able to have clear vision. When we get this baklava, what will happen to us?
Spike and poof.
And above this, right?
Cliffhanger.
So, and the problem is, if you start to put couple of one spoon of sugar in your tea, and you drink so many teacups, you will find out that in the next week or two, you want to put 2, and after some time we start to put not with a spoon anymore. We start to just pour from the bottom. So on a personal experience, I recognize the addiction to sugar. I completely recognize it. I did it so many times, and I was one time like I'll never forget, like 4.5 months with no sugar at all or more. And then I had this friend who made this very nice smell, special Turkish coffee, and they put 2 spoons of sugar in it. So he gave me a cup. Out of being polite, I couldn't say no. I drank it. It was so sweet, and since then I went back to sugar. Same for milk. So all of these are, you can call it proposals.
And sugar is actually a toxin in the body. So I've been really close to the supplement industry for quite a few years. And one of the things that came up was this sugar, when it goes into your body and breaks out, it breaks up into a toxin. Yep. The only sugar that can actually be readily consumed by your body is honey. That's the only natural one in the world which is absorbed properly. Which is very hard to find. So just on the sugar, according to the alkaline people, they said the sugar is toxic, and the sugar representation is exactly like the beer and wine. And what the body will do is the body will bound this toxic, because they thought it's like it's harm with a couple of fats. So there'll be a couple of molecular of fat that toxic in it, and they will send it away from the heart.
That's why for us we have the belly, the beer belly, and when the belly will be big, we start to have hips. For the ladies, they will have the hips and the silhouette. So all of these are further down from the heart. Have you ever seen somebody fat and have the chest and everybody else everywhere else is slim? Okay, don't tell me the gravity, because somebody was there and they said, yeah, because the gravity. So the guy looked at laugh and said, if it's the gravity, it has to be the feet first. That's right.
Actually, what I've seen, the pear-shaped body, right? We have like slim here, but then you've got
Because they, according to their theory, the heart is here, and the body will send it away from the heart. So for us as a male, we have the belly, we have the hips. For the ladies, they have the hips, they have the silhouettes here. But all of them are based on a concept. They try to protect the body from the toxic.
Oh, okay.
Now you have to hunger the body to be able to consume, because the body has to make a decision. They want to survive or they want to get toxic. So they will consume the fat. This all are theory. And there are some commonality among them. But now on the honey, pure honey is good. But you cannot ever make sure that the honey is pure, because during the winter season, they feed the bees glucose and artificial sugar, because there is no flowers over there.
Unless you know a beekeeper that doesn't do that.
You
actually,
can.
there's greenhouses. I've seen greenhouses that have bees there.
Yeah. So, and this will be a fairly identified as a pricey honey if you can get this honey, because we have lots on honey. We have lots of honey in the around the equator, and there is desert honey or the mountain honey, which is extremely black. And there is so many other types of honey, and they talk about this has so many effect on seniors and different lifestyle and stuff like that. So honey is that tricky. The other thing also, in the alkalines, they talk lots about toxic, and one of the toxic is herbicides. They spray the food with it, and they say if a honey will eat a treated flower, the toxics will survive through the honey, the bee, and it will go through the honey.
Yeah, it's because their bees can process the toxins out of their system.
That's right. So all of this exists. My advice to you: enjoy the book.
Thank you.
Put it away when you get.
One thing that I didn't mention in my specialty diets or specialty planning of foods, they recommend that I take a protein shake morning and afternoon, which brings it up to 5 plus.
Yeah, of course.
So I've got this really high quality protein shake I picked up from Popeyes, which has about 28 grams of protein in it.
What is it called?
It's called Diesel.
Diesel?
Oh, my old car ran with it.
So the protein shake, which you see, it's
I know it's
Any
it's
caffeine in that? Or?
no,
Okay.
absolutely not.
there's also lots of protein shake. One minute.
It's one of the highest rated.
So this protein shake is the
Is it
special.
an isolate?
Is a special formula. The special formula here is the protein shake, and they supplement the 2 5 meals with 2 protein shakes.
Yeah.
Believe me, if you drink not a protein shake, if you bring a few carrots and you make a fruit shake and you drink it, you'll not be able to eat.
Yeah, there was the smoothie stuff too, where people had the smoothie in the morning, in order to get to be full with mixed like almonds and all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Then the 5 meals a day, there's also science around this that it's not good, and this is where the intermittent fasting came in, because you keep your blood sugar
really
level
large container like this,
all
about
even,
80
and
bucks,
your
85 bucks.
It says 45 here.
insulin production
Might
be
stays
at
high
$100
all day, so there's no
Amazon.
rest anymore.
Any Shamir, you wanna kick in some discussion about food?
That's a 2-pound container.
Food
then
program?
Then you have the regional diets too, right? Like the Mediterranean,
This is not really
the Eskimo diet, like all
No,
fish.
now there's the
Yeah,
whole
all of these are
there's
a function of
explains
this.
the
Yeah.
proper balance of foods and why
I look at the basics.
they're advantageous.
The basics are farm to table, grown free of pesticides and herbicides, the best you can. The sooner you eat it, as soon as you pick the crop, the better it is for you. Doesn't matter what you eat, as long as it's farm to table kind of thing, and the slowest amount of that. The other thing is also your body is 99.99999% empty space. Just if you look at an atom, there's only a percentage of it is, so the empty space is really the feelings that you, and anything that mind, feelings, things that's not tangible. So if you do not have a proper mindset when you're eating food, and that's why ancient wisdom talks about, pray. It's really to create that mindfulness. That food will not be able to be processed properly in your system, because that's 99.99% of the situation you're taking care of right there. So those are the actual fundamentals. And then the other one is listening to your body.
And the other thing I realized too is that the fresh food that you buy, like if you buy fruits, by the time it gets from the growers to you, it could be 3 days.
Yeah.
So you're better to buy flash frozen fruits.
Yeah.
Because they freeze it right on site, then they package it. So basically, you're getting
Actually, better than that, go to farmers markets because they bring it right there and
No.
pick fresh
Okay.
that weekend.
On farmer market,
Some
there is Fifth Eye. It's a program on
yeah.
CBS or CBVC, like the Canadian Broadcast Network,
Okay.
and they were tracking cars coming to the farmer market somewhere in Ontario, and they showed this is just a standard food,
Yeah.
and they basically 5 times, 3 times, 5 times the price.
Well,
And,
so depends. You have to ask the person. So
Okay.
Shirley's greenhouses, I know because I actually visited their farm, had a farm to table experience with them. They're at farmers markets all over Calgary.
right.
They will pick at that particular.
I understand. I'm saying like
Some
now
of them-
on the
There's
vegan.
There's
Have,
some that do, yes.
have any one of you
Those that scam.
But be careful. Yeah.
did you talk to anybody on the vegan side?
Oh yeah.
So you understand what's the philosophy of the vegan? The vegan philosophy was very simple. They said human before fire, they didn't cook any meat. There is no cooking. And they will grab the food from the plant and do it like what was said, like it's actually not farm to table, it's actually farm to your mouse.
Yeah. So
Okay?
they used to also kill their neighbors
Yeah.
for food. So
So farm to your mouth. So if you have farm to table, the only difference between us right now and farm to table, which is not without any toxic, is we wash the food. So these people will get vitamin D from the dust which on the vegetables, because they eat the grass. Like the sand and the soil will be still in the fruits and vegetables.
all from the sun.
That's why they say you go buy a $10 vitamin D supplement and live vegan, you will have a better life. All of these are theories. There are theories which you just eat meat. Like the guys, the Fofanas, the player from Africa, they are very heavy on meat. One more study I learned, which is funny. The Italian team used to play soccer very well, and then somebody came in 1988 or 89, a new coach, a new nutritional coach, and they cut the pasta completely. The team could not kick the balls as strong and as powerful as it used to be. Did you aware of this?
I'm aware of it. That's for hockey too.
And they found out that high carb components are very important for muscle strength. Secondly, if you are, because I have two family relatives that are champions in bodybuilding, so amino acid and heavy beef or meat with lots of fat is all what they eat before the champion to shape the muscles. So we talk here about vegan and they say vegan, you can make muscles, you can do everything. And on the other extreme, you have people who are having amino acids and fat. And I wish if Rek is here, Rek will tell you also lots of interesting things because he was a wrestler. So the point I want to make at the end, these programs are unique and similar in the following aspect. They give you testimonials, they give you before and after, they give you special formula, they give you special routine, they talk about a habit, they promise to lose fat in 30 days or less. They also have all of them, they will work for everything. They usually have a fast track and they work for a moment, like maybe a month to 6 months or so. After that, what will happen?
You gain the weight back and more.
Because your body will do it.
My
It's like a
ex-wife-
plateau in training, isn't it?
My ex-wife had a weight loss clinic, and all she was doing was high quality protein, 21 grams of fat a day. And people lost, I think one lady lost like 160 pounds on that. and within 6 months came back and
Yep. Any more discussions around food programs? There was actually a fellow here. I was working with him. He was doing a program in intermittent fasting. He used to work with Rob, and then
Dave.
they separated. Yeah,
Dave.
yeah,
The same guy.
The sticker.
yeah, you met him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's launching. He had a few customers like now in the intermittent fasting, and he's doing all of his program on WhatsApp. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. So that's good. Any more discussions on food programs? Okay. Was this helpful?
Yeah, yeah.
Starting the weekend with a food discussion, I mean?
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.